Oh, hi there. I'm just doing a series of short videos today because I had a few topics to discuss, and now I'm going to be discussing about um, blackjacking our culture. It's a spin-off of hijacking. I don't know if blackjacking is out there. It probably is, but anyway, that's what I'm calling the title of this video. Blackjacking our blackness. And yes, if it's the first time you're passing through, I'm Blackbright. I talk about a number of issues to do with injustice, unfairness, legislation, what's going on currently, lots of different issues. And once you go through my videos, you'll see just how much I cover. So I thought I would do this. Basically, we can, as black people, we understand that we are a beautiful race. Time and time again, we don't quite understand what it is about us, why people try to copy us or covet what we have, or are resentful towards us. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about those particular white people who study us just to take what we have and who see black people as an opportunity to make money. And it's always been the way. I don't know if it's the white mind when they see black people, oh, we want some of that. We don't want their black experience. We don't want their pain. We don't want the discrimination. We don't want the racial profiling. We don't want the fact that they don't earn as much as us. We don't want none of that. We don't want to be picked on, but we do want their image. We love their image. We love their everything about them, their hairstyles. They love the black creativity. And some people, they just literally sit there studying black people and trying to recreate themselves into that. I mean, have you seen some of these lips recently? The collagen that some of these white women are putting in their lips, and it's almost as though they can't get their lips big enough. And I don't know if it's meant to be a sexual thing or what, but they're mimicking black lips. It doesn't even suit them. Some of them go overboard, and it looks horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So, but what is it? I mean, we should actually be flattered. And I think the problem is that black people by themselves do not seem to be able to market themselves in the same way to exploit what they are naturally. And yet a white person will covet what we have, will reinvent what we have, put it on themselves, and then they can make money. And it's a bit like that when people are talking about David Rodigan. Is that cultural appropriation of sorts? Taking what we have, repackaging it, giving it a different message, and then selling it. And then when you think about how, so many of, white women from I forget that famous artist that first came with the cane row, and she was on the beach. Can't think of her name now. But then you have Kanye West's wife, and you have so many people sporting the box braids. And now I hear they're even, that do-rag that black people wear and put it round their head. Now they've started off selling that. The Rasta wraps. They're selling that. They've redesigned it and they've tried to make it so they can wear it. Some of them are trying to wear locks, but it doesn't really work. It looks messy, so they buy Rasta wigs. What is it? And you can understand if they were giving us credit for the inspiration for making them want to be like that. We've got white women who are buying black products like dark foundation and doing themselves up as black people and making themselves into models on YouTube. I think there's a woman called Emma Hallberg. She's a white woman, but she promotes black products, or she wears black products and promotes herself. She's not saying she's a black woman, but giving the appearance of a mixed race woman. and, you know, with all the gumps. So there is something about black people that some white people, I don't even want to say they're jealous of us. It's almost like they just want it. Maybe they are. Maybe they're envious of our lips. I mean, these same lips are the ones they used to caricature and say big lips, thick lips, and used to slag us off about it. You know, they used to slag us off about our big bums and our big tits and the colour of our skin. And now they can't wait to get in a tanning machine to turn brown. What is it? I mean, what is it about us? Why? What? It's really quite bizarre because a lot of white people don't like us. We'd never go out with a black person. You get people in Made in Essex, that movie, they're all under the tanning machine. They're not happy to be white. Oh no, I can't be white. I've got to go and get a tan. And yet, I don't think hardly any of them would go out with a black person. But they want to look like a black person. So they take on all of the attributes, or the majority, they actually cherry pick the attributes that they want and decide that, oh yeah, oh I love that. I love the way that black people got thick lips. Oh, I really want that. I love that skin tone. Oh, I love that skin tone. Yeah, I want a bit of that. Not too much. I don't want to look too black, but I just want to have a little bit of that skin tone. Oh, and I love the shape of their butt. I just want to get a little bit of that. And I love their swagger. I love their style. And you know, I was watching Snoop Dogg on that advert. Show me one white person who could copy that. I mean, that is ingenious creativity. Snoop Dogg. There's no way on earth anyone can copy that. And I think with black people, they're continually evolving, they're continually recreating. I mean, some of them have stopped, but I think that is what it's about. Us being a Snoop Dogg, as you know, doing things with ourselves that cannot be copied. I mean, we are naturally unique. And it's fine them appreciating our culture, appreciating our race. But when it's culturally appropriated and they're exploiting it, that's a different kettle of fish. Now, there's nothing we can do. Everyone has creative license. If I want to put, I mean, you could say those black people who bleach their face, they're trying to look white. You could say black people who wear straight hair, they're trying to look white. And that is what they used to say. Why are you wearing straight hair? Why are you wearing those wigs? But the funny thing is that we were demonized for that. But white people who copy us are credited and praised. So it's one rule for one, and it's another rule for another. On top of that, we were actually ridiculed for our naturalness, even by our own black men or black people. You look too negroid and you're ridiculed. So on the one hand, they're telling us to embrace our blackness, but it's almost like it's a selective blackness. You know, the nose can't be too flat. The lips can't be too big. The hair can't be too nutty, you know? And it's almost like they're trying to train us to be acceptable in their sight. You know? That's what it's almost like. So our version of beauty then becomes their version of beauty because of what they're trying to take from us and make it their own. And we're like, no, you're not getting none of that. If you do that, we'll do this. And in the end, we're just people in costume. We're not real people. I can take off this wig. I can take off the lipstick. I can, likewise, a white person can take off the braids, can detan herself. She could probably take the collagen out of her lips. I don't know. They can reverse it. So it's like cultural appropriation is just like black and white people wearing costumes of whatever race they want to emulate. And that's why I've called it blackjacking. You could call it whitejacking if you want. Because like I said, you know, you've got a lot of black women wearing these long, straight weaves and wigs. You've got a lot of black people lightening their skin. The only difference is we don't make money off of it. I guess if you're famous as a celebrity, like Beyonce, you can make money off of your beauty, which is a westernized concept of beauty. You can do that, but it's not the same thing, is it? Not like when white people, they seem to do it and they just seem to get paid for it. And it's almost like this constant taking away from us. And I think that is why black people get peed off. Whatever a black person does doesn't seem to have merit. But a white person does the same thing or something similar, and they immediately get credibility, and it gets frustrating. Put in all that work. Well, we don't even have to put work in because we are naturally creative. We are naturally powerful. We are naturally individuals and unique. But when people come in and try to emulate our uniqueness and exploit it, and we can't get no credit for our uniqueness, that's when it becomes a problem. That's why, as much as people may not like Snoop Dogg, when I saw him on the TV, on that advert, Just Eat, I thought, props to you, Snoop Dogg. Try and copy that. You can't copy that. You can't. No way, shape or form can a white man copy Snoop Dogg. They ain't gonna cut it. It's not gonna look right. And there are certain things black people can do that only them can get away with it. And that's what we have to look inwardly towards. We have to look at ourselves. What is it about us that makes us unique, that no one can copy? And we all have parts of ourselves that we can do that. That is where we'll find our power. That is where we'll find our uniqueness. That is where we'll find our individuality. But trying to copy each other ain't going to work. It just dilutes our essence. It dilutes who we are. And like I said, black people are extremely powerful. If we weren't powerful, why would they be trying to get rid of us? Why would they be cutting us down? Why would they be copying us if we weren't powerful? And if there wasn't something in us that many of us do not see within ourselves, they would not try to be taking what we have, what they call cultural appropriation. They would not be doing that. So try looking at yourselves, peeps, and look at your uniqueness and see what it is within yourself that another person cannot copy. Because like they said, all the hairs in your head, they're all different. And each one is perfect. I'm not even sure if that's the right phrase. But I'm just saying that. So I think it's just about, they've got this term called blackfishing. And I think they call it blackfishing because it's for people who are looking for traits in black people and pulling them in and taking them for their own. So they called that blackfishing. But like I said, they want the best part of the black person, which is our looks, but they don't want the black experience. They don't want what's going with it. They don't want to be segregated. They don't want to be profiled. They don't want. But wouldn't it be funny if some of these people who are putting on all this dark makeup and who start looking at black, but they make sure they ain't silly. They make sure they keep the essence of them that differentiates them from really, really being black, whether it's the hair, whatever it is. So if a police officer was to come along and he couldn't mistake them for a black person, they ain't silly. Like I said, they cherry pick what they want, and yet they're still able to keep their whiteness that keeps them safe. Anyway, that's all for now. Bye bye.